Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to first thank you for your continued partnership with us here at Neishloss Fleming. I am Justin McBee, the project manager here, working with ChooseYourMedicarePlan.com. I do, again, want to stress that the webinar here is going to be very beneficial as far as making your business a very streamlined process. As you are well aware of by now, this tool that we are offering is a multi-carrier enrollment tool that we're offering to our agents at completely no cost. So what we'll do today is kind of go through the system, show you what it's like, and walk through an actual enrollment so you get to see that information as well. I will provide you with a username and password in which you would use to log into the site. We're going to go through a testing environment today, so you will see some things you may not see as far as secured logins, things like that. But you will be provided with your username and password. So first you log in. It's going to bring us to what we call the dashboard. The dashboard is essentially your control center. It'll be kind of where you see and do everything in the system. The top 5 blue tabs: View Dashboard, Search Profiles, Start Consultation, Start New Enrollment, Send Quick Quote. You also see the reports, so you will see completed enrollments. Once you complete enrollments, they will show there. Once you see that as well, you will get some bar graphs, pie charts, things like that. Will show you pretty cool information as far as year-to-year comparisons for your sales, MA versus Med Sup, and so on and so forth. You can run custom reports for a date range. If you're looking for a week-to-week basis, you can check that, as well as month or year. Tasks will show you profiles started. You can simply click the hyperlink for the name if you would like to go there. It'll also show you your open tasks. So the system can be used as a CRM tool as well, which we'll touch base on briefly here in a little bit. But you can do everything in the system as far as tracking your clients, not just enroll them in the system. First tab, View Dashboard. That'll take us back to the front page, which we're essentially viewing right now. Search Profiles. That is best used when you have a client that you've already added into the system. Start Consultation. That's going to be what you should do for every new client that you're adding into the system. That is what we'll do today, so you'll get a feel of how that works. Start New Enrollment and Send Quick Quote. Those are essentially going to be good once you add your clients to the system and don't need to necessarily send the quote. You can just enroll them, or if they want to see the quote without adding the health information as far as drugs, pharmacy, so on and so forth. So what we'll do now is go through a consultation simply by clicking Start Consultation. You'll create a new profile. You'll see that the first 4 fields here are going to be the only required fields. However, I do highly recommend that you complete everything. The reason being is it actually saves this information for the forms that are going to later populate, so it'll save you time in the long run, but it also will save the consumer time because it will populate to the enrollment. So they'll only have to answer the few questions on the enrollment and simply check the box to sign their digital signature. So definitely go through, complete all of the information. Everything's good. Here is the button. If they have a POA, you can select that button, enter that information accordingly. If not, obviously, you would select no. Continue through. The next page will bring us to the SOA, which will populate the consumer's email address for you. So all you have to do is simply click the email SOA button. You'll see that it's been sent successfully. At this point, the consumer would log into their email address. I already have it up here. Gmail, you see how quick it goes through. The consumer gets this email from a do not reply email address domain. They click the email, you'll see greetings, the consumer name, you've been contacted. They'll see this blue button that says complete scope of appointment. They would click the button to complete the scope of appointment. They go through, complete this, select all products if need be. They only need to complete the first and last name here. They can complete everything else if they would like. However, it only requires first, last name. Scroll to the bottom. This box here is going to serve as their digital signature. They select that and click Submit. At this point, they'll see this page. It does show a confirmation code. If they do ask you if they need that, they do not. They can simply exit this page and they'll be good to go. So you go back to your dashboard here. You can refresh your page and you'll see that the scope has been submitted on the consumer's side. You see the date, you see the confirmation number, which you don't need. However, you are obligated to complete your part of the scope. You click the Awaiting to be Submitted button. Agent first name, last name, initial method of contact. I'm just going to do incoming call for the sake of this demonstration. Plans represented, MAPD, or whatever plan you represent. 8 in a 224 format. It will not accept anything otherwise. By selecting this box, it's going to serve as your digital signature, the said agent. You submit the scope. And there you have a submitted scope of appointment. This does store internally on the system for you, so there's no worries about keeping that physical copy. If you do need a physical copy, we do have a text format for you here at NNF, which we could provide to you. All you have to do is reach out to myself or Jill Henderson here in the office. So we've completed the scope. You click the Continue button. Next is going to be the health information. Zip code, age range, populates, health status, good, fair, poor. Go ahead and continue through that. Next will be subsidy. You would answer this question accordingly based upon your client here. I'm just going to do not eligible for extra help. Continue. Bring us to the drug page. So the drug page here is pretty cool because you can actually search the drug. Not only will it show you the name brand, but the generics as well. But we're going to show you, you select dosage, quantity, add your drug. At this point, your consumer may tell you that, you know, I actually do take the generic, can we change that? Yes, you can, but instead of having to go through change, remove, delete, we have this little hyperlink here that says switch to generic for likely savings. This is a huge time saver because all you have to do is simply click that button to get that changed to the generic. You see it updates it and changes it here. You can continue with the drugs, go through it, add as many as you like or have to. Drug list is complete once you added all the drugs. Next will be the pharmacy page. It does populate the zip code for your client's address. However, you can update that to a different zip code or address if your consumer goes outside of their zip code for a particular pharmacy that they may have been going to for a while. We will just go ahead and select the Rite Aid here and click Continue. Now this will bring up the plan comparison page. This is where you'll see the bread and butter of the system with the MA plans, the PDP, and the Meds Up. So all the plans will be listed in here on each tab separately. At this point, you can compare up to 3 plans. I'm going to just select a couple random ones here so we can see the comparisons. Once you do that, you can scroll up and compare all. And here you have it. All the information is listed here for you, the agent, so you were looking at this information. At this point, you have two options. You can email this full page so your consumer can see the comparisons for each carrier and or plan, but you can also just send a quote for the pertaining column. So if you want to send just the Advanced Risk Silver, you would just click send quote or so on and so forth. We want to show the client the comparison, so we're going to email the full page. All of the information populates as we spoke about before. The one important thing here is you have to copy and paste this code and get it to the consumer however you choose. I believe the best way is just to copy and paste it into a separate email. Make sure they get that because they will be in their email address anyways, but you can text it, read it over the phone, however you think will work best for you. I would just copy and paste it in an email. Just going to copy it for the sake of our webinar here. Send the enrollment link. Once the link goes through, the consumer would go into their email address, and there you have it. Again, very quick. It will say agent name, wants to share health insurance options. The consumer clicks in here, they click to view. They will not see this page. This is the back-end system that I had mentioned previously. This is the page they will see where they copy and paste that code. I just pasted the code in there and click continue. Now that code does serve as two purposes. That is to protect one, your consumer's personal information that will link you, the said agent, to the sale as well. So very important they have that. They will not be able to access this information without it. So here's the consumer looking at the information. We have added this really cool feature where it highlights the differences. So if there's a yellow row, that means there's a difference in the column. If it's white or gray, that means they're all the same across the board. Does list all of your drugs, mail order, everything like that. So at this point, you're speaking to your client. The client decides that they want to enroll in the Advanced Risk Silver plan, the zero premium. They click on enroll in this plan, which will redirect them to the actual enrollment. They click next. They again won't see this page. Here's the enrollment. It has all the information here. Scroll down, show you that all the information carries over. They answer the special enrollment period question. I'm just going to use I am new to Medicare. Requested effective dates completed for 1/1/18. All the information here again is completed. It carries over, except for gender that does need to be selected. If they have a separate mailing address, you would choose that. Physician selection, they would put their physician in there. And the primary care ID. This link here will help them find a physician if they do not have one. Are you an existing patient? Yes. The nice thing about the system is if the address is incorrect, it does tell you if it is. You can change or update it. I just made this address up, so we are just going to continue through it. Next is the important questions page. Of course, this is the same thing that's on all physical applications. ESRD, drug coverage, LTC, Medicaid, employment. Language, continue through. Next page will be their Medicare information, which they have. I'm going to make up some dates. Paying your plan premium, that's going to be the next question. Now, that is going to be carrier specific, of course, but for this particular carrier here, they do have three options. They can EFT through a checking or savings. They can get a coupon book or SSA. We're just going to do coupon book. Payment information is listed here. Continue. There we go. Next page is going to be review information. This is where you just make sure that the consumer made their choices correctly. They do this. They complete the review. Next will be the submit. This is all the fun stuff that you're currently used to reading to the consumer. They can read it there. The last thing that the consumer has to do to submit the enrollment is select these last two questions. I am the person listed on this enrollment or simply helping. That's the one they would select. Unless they had a POA, etc., that's the second selection here. They click the box to digitally sign the enrollment and click submit enrollment. You'll see the enrollment goes directly through to the carrier. And there we have it. The consumer can print the application. They can also send a confirmation to themselves or the agent, however they would like to do. Here's the what's next information down here if they choose to use that. And at this point, they are completely enrolled in the system. They don't have to do anything further. They can close out the application. You, the agent, you're done with all of this information. But if you want to see your completed enrollment, obviously you can go to your dashboard, which will show it here. It's not going to because this is the testing environment. You will see it there. But you can also search the profile. Pulls out everything up that you have with this agent. I want to show you that because you can see multiple family members, things like that. I'm going to search for myself here. See all of these here. Here's where I just added. You can check the enroll history. This is where you, the agent, will be able to view or print the application or save as a PDF if you choose to do it that way as well. And here's the PDF version of the application that the consumer just completed. So you'll have that on file if you choose to do so. Save it, print it, whatever you like to do. We're going to go out. You can also see or update all of your consumers' information. So it's the profile. Find one. Click on the name. Here's where you can update all of your information. Here's the task list report. This is the CRM tool. You can filter by incomplete to all or any of these. If you select all, you'll be able to see everything you've done on the consumer. So you can see address changes, zip code changes, anything like that. Now, a really cool thing as well is if you forget or accidentally send the consumer the enrollment link before you copy and paste that code, you'll find that here, the date and the time that it was created. So you can copy and paste the code and get it in a separate email to them if you did already send that. You will also see the plan enrollments that they've enrolled in. But if you scroll up, here's where you can add notes and tasks. So if you add a note, it says, save your note, you can open a task, follow up. You can set it to 2, 3, 5, or custom days. I'm just going to go 2 weeks out, which would be December 1st. Save your task. You'll see it's been successfully added. You can close out, scroll down, and here's the notes that we just left. Now, if you set it as a task, you do have the follow-up option to see that on your dashboard. But once you complete it, you can check mark. It'll give you the date and time you completed it, and it will no longer show past due. So it's a pretty cool system. You can utilize it, again, as a CRM tool as well as an enrollment tool. But that is pretty much the system at a quick glance. You can go back to your dashboard. And again, You can see reports, tasks. You can find any information that you would like. Just to show you one additional thing, you will see an enrollment status and opportunities button or hyperlink. You can search by date, by current plan year. If you hit run, what it's going to show you is a breakdown of started profiles as well as completed enrollments. If you click view started profiles, you'll be able to see all of the profiles that you've added into the system as a test. Again, there are other things that you can't see in the system, but feel free to reach out to myself or Jill Henderson here in the office. We'll be glad to assist with it. But again, that is quick. You can get a consumer enrolled in no more than 20 minutes, give or take a couple minutes. It's a huge time saver. If you have any questions, definitely please reach out to myself or Jill. We'll be glad to assist. Number here is 800-562-7733, and I will be sure to make it obvious of Jill and I's email addresses on all of the advertising that goes out. So feel free to reach us at any time, and we appreciate, again, your continued partnership.